Happy Thanksgiving 2022, my friends. I'm Katie, and thanks for joining me down the rabbit hole tonight. Fans are up in arms on social media after watching Robyn Brown of Sister Wives treat Christine Brown so unfairly over her choice to leave Cody. I've talked about this before, but the most recent Sister Wives episode in which Robyn and Cody refused to come into Christine's house for her goodbye party was so sad and uncomfortable for all involved, including those of us watching. And it really made Robyn look like an evil stepmother who's clearly making her kids highly aware of her disdain for Christine. So, commenters on Reddit have been digging around looking for dirt about Robyn's character because they are sick of her acting holier than thou. And most recently, commenters started sharing and commenting about an episode in season 2 in which Robyn was caught on camera kicking the family dog. During this season 17, Cody has been making a big deal about being annoyed with Janelle because she allows their family dogs to sleep in their bed. Now, everyone has their preferences, and I totally get that, but fans are pointing out that in older seasons, Cody seemed to be someone who really liked having dogs. That is, until Robyn started talking about her disdain for them. In this scene from season 13, we see Robyn talking about not letting dogs come between her and her husband, Cody. This scene occurred directly after Christine ended up buying her daughter Gwen a puppy, and Cody became upset about it. But you see, the family had just moved to Arizona, and Gwen was having trouble adjusting. Not only that, but they were so isolated due to COVID. Christine thought a new pet would be a positive coping mechanism for Gwen and help her focus on something other than herself, other than her own problems. You can see how sad Christine looks in this clip, while Robyn seems to set herself up as a more perfect wife because her whole world revolves around Cody, so she would never bring a dog into the family that would come between them.
The getting there's the hard part, and the first, and honestly, this is Cody is a pretty big issue to get past as far as the dog.
Just bring it home.
Yeah. Cause a rift in your marriage for the rest of eternity by bringing a dog home.
I've never crossed that line. I don't know what's on the other side.
It's fine to survive in it.
Really?
Sparky was a good dog. I brought home Sparky. Sparky was a really good dog.
1 out of 10. That's great.
And Noelle is so far too.
And verdict sound on Noel.
And this is what commenters had to say about this scene. Cody didn't hate dogs until after he married Robyn. Robyn is the only wife who doesn't have a dog. Commenter 2, she kicked a dog on purpose. And that's when people start to share the link to the scene of Robyn kicking a dog. Commenter 3, Robyn literally kicking a dog away from her. She's a psychopath. Commenter 4, that makes me dislike her even more. Commenter 5, I don't know why. It has always bothered me that she says she wouldn't mind a perfectly well-trained lab. It's like someone saying they would be willing to parent a child who was cute and healthy and smart. Yeah, Robyn obviously doesn't like animals. I can read it on her face. Cody and Robyn frequently use each other as excuses, so they don't have to speak their own truth. And here's an interesting comment. And that was the old family dog that they buried on the Lehigh property that Cody cried about while burying it. And someone comments, Christine's face here. I mean, dogs are really good judges of character, so both Robyn and Cody probably don't like them. And someone asked, why is Christine so upset by this in this clip? And the response is, because she bought a puppy for one of the girls who really wanted a dog. It sounded like Cody was on board with it until Christine finally got the puppy. Then that puppy became an excuse for Cody not to be there. And someone else says, I think she was mostly upset when Robyn made the comment that getting a dog just wasn't a line that she would ever cross, like Little Miss Perfect Wife. And Christine was just done. Her face says it all. Robyn is horrible. And now let's take a look at the slow-mo of the infamous dog kicking clip. So, what do you guys think about what's going on here in Lehigh early on in the Sister Wives reality show? This is what Reddit commenters had to say. Oh, this is why Cody, after years of owning dogs with other wives, decided that he hates pets. Oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. I was so confused how he would say he hated animals. Then he was burying Mariah's childhood dog, and I'm like, which is it, sir? And he was so emotional about it, too. Didn't he grow up on a farm? I think this comment is so crazy. Okay, this comment, I'm sorry, really made me laugh. About Robyn regarding kicking the dog. She thought it was truly coming in for a hug. And just so you can take a look at this clip on the actual show if you want to, it's in Season 2, Episode 9, starts at 1837 mark. This bee is way too jumpy about her kids. I can understand if it was a random stray and you would block the dog with your leg, but this is a kick and that is a family dog. I'd love to kick this bee square in her chest. This was actually the dog that Mary and Cody ended up putting down. How does this woman not get confronted in Flagstaff for her BS? I've seen people say, I'm not a fan of Robyn and Cody, but ran into them and took pictures, blah, blah. I could never fake being a fan. She's such a giant a-hole. Just when I thought I couldn't hate her more, I forgot all about this. I never knew about this. I disliked her before, but I am currently seething. Okay. I really hate her now. Wish I would have seen this at the beginning of the show because I would have had a totally different opinion about her all of these years. OMG, I loathe her. She is no longer redeemable in any way, shape, or form. So lots of people had really serious, hardcore reactions to watching Robyn kick at this dog, this family dog that I think was like an important dog to Mariah. And this did happen in the earlier episodes. I didn't know about it before now. It's kind of interesting to me. I have known that Robyn seems very quick to speak about her dislike for animals or how gross it is when a sister wife is really into one of her dogs, the fact that they sleep in the bed, the hair everywhere. I mean, we all know that people have preferences and that's fine. But when you decide to become part of this family and you're marrying someone who has multiple pets with other wives, you think you would have taken that into consideration and maybe become more flexible or change the way that you think about it. Instead, it's like Robyn is just disgusted by the other wives for their own decisions about keeping pets and how they want to treat them within the home. But ultimately, fans are just like, how can you ever see a person the same way after you've seen them kick an innocent animal? Now, I do think that we don't know if there's some kind of history of the dog maybe jumping up or biting at the kids. Maybe that's part of why it happened the way that it did. But still, you think you'd be more likely to sort of block the dog rather than actually kick your foot towards him like she does in this clip. I don't want to put everything on Robyn because in general, I don't think she's the only one at fault in this clan. I think the doctrine itself is very much at fault, and Cody and the way that he's chosen to deal and interact with each one of his wives is really the biggest part of the problem. I definitely don't like putting everything on Robyn, and I've talked about that in the past. How I also see Mary as being quite manipulative in this whole situation, and yet she's still a victim in certain ways. So when I watch this video, I definitely keep it in the back of my mind that This is kind of a part of Robyn's character, which I have to remember when I'm thinking about her and making determinations and how I feel about her and her relationships with other people. In general, there's no denying that Robyn has kind of become like this little princess sitting up in a tower in this McMansion in Arizona, while the other wives kind of scramble around trying to figure out their own lives. It's almost like 80% of their lives don't involve Cody at all, but then the other 20% is him being really controlling and annoying and not being a good father to their children. So there's no way for me not to judge Robyn about her part in all of that. Yes, these are Cody's choices, but I do wonder, where does she come in? At what point does she ever say to Cody, like, I don't like the way that you're treating your other children. I don't like the way that you're treating the other wives. We've never seen her really stand up in that way to Cody. And as time goes on, we've continued to see her be kind of a jerk, in my opinion, to both Christine and Janelle. And I don't like it. I'm continuing to head down the rabbit hole, trying to find out more about Robyn, her past, what happened in her childhood, and what led her firmly into this relationship with Cody. I hope you'll join me again down the rabbit hole as we continue to explore what's going on behind the scenes of the Sister Wives reality show.